Hello and welcome to the Guitar Hang Podcast. I'm your host, John Stancor. Today's hang is with Tomo Fujita. As a renowned Berklee College of Music guitar professor, Tomo has mentored countless musicians, sharing his wealth and knowledge and passion. But Tomo's guitar magic doesn't stop in the classroom. He's collaborated with Osnoy, Will Lee, and Sean Pelton. In this exclusive interview, we'll uncover Tomo's remarkable journey, his dedication to music education, and the soulful music that he weaves into every performance. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button below and ring the bell for notifications. And now, let's hang with Tomo Fujita. When I would check out your instructional YouTube lesson, it just resonated with me because I thought, yeah, that approach.
Yeah, rhythm guitar foundation, triads, those are important, right?
Because when we start playing guitar, I mean, even though we have aspirations of being mad soloists, the thing that we really need to do if we want to play with other folks is learn rhythm and be a part of the rhythm
right.
First and foremost.
Yes, true.
And so many exciting, when you really get into playing rhythm guitar, it's a wonderful pursuit because, I mean, if you think of Hendrix's rhythm playing, Edward Van Halen's, even Keith Richards, Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody,
Steve Cropper.
Most great guitar players are really great at, playing rhythm guitar. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So that struck me while you're a great soloist, you instill that in the people you're teaching about the importance of creativity and rhythm and playing sympathetically for the song and also within the band context, playing what's and fits in.
Yeah. I mean, so many people, amazing solo lead guitar, but I'm not considered so good, I'm sorry, this is email, great at solo, but I really like supporting people or play with the band, playing rhythm guitar. And more I did rhythm guitar, listening to the bass and drums and sing and all that, I think I was getting good at it, playing solo more like melody, not just by scale or knowledge or coming from theory. It's coming from more conversation and stylistic way, like more authentic, soul, blues, jazz phrase. And lucky that I came to this country. If I didn't come to this country, I don't think I could learn like that.
Yeah.
It's hard.
What year did you come? Did you come?
I came here November 1st, 1986.
Okay.
Yeah. And I still remember around this time, November. So like some warm, some day really cold.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
And you came kind of right in the epicenter of what I would consider the hair metal thing.
Yeah.
And you would hear guys that were kind of shredders on pop radio. You would hear, Winger and Motley Crue and Dokken and all those bands were kind of in that 85, even the metal stuff was on the radio. Judas Priest. It was kind of all over the airwaves. So that was kind of that sweet spot for. So was that something that was on your radar? Were you into that?
Well, I was the instrumental, guitar player. Like I was draw, toward a more Larry Carlton type, like jazz fusion. And also I always loved Steve Lukather, Graydon, and Don Half or Paul Jackson Jr., Ray Parker, and those studio guys. So I was always
Parks, those guys,
always our records. Who's on the records? Them bars, kind of figuring out the parts.
Yeah,
and so it's really true. Like I wanted to be a more session guy. Yeah, so a lot of instrumental, Yeah.
That was the case for me because in that period of time, as I was coming up as a player, I could never look like the guy with the big hair and spandex. I was never going to be on MTV, and my favorite players, honestly, were all the guys that played on the Steely Dan recordings, like
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Kraken, Elliott
Steely
Randall,
Dan's great, right? Mm.
all the Steely Dan stuff, and then later it was more like Gina Vanelli, like Carlos Rios, I think, that played.
Those years, yeah,
Yeah,
right. Nice.
the studio guys for me were my
Yeah.
heroes because I could never envision myself
Mm.
in a heavy metal band. You know,
Yeah.
so Robin Ford, Larry Carlton.
Right. Robin, right, Cornel Dupree, those guys, yeah, I always liked.
Now, is that something that when you came here that you kind of set your sights on? Okay, that's in addition to teaching, I would like to perhaps get into.
Yeah, the first I didn't really consider for teaching part. It's I was just, try to be a good student to learn as much as I can. So first, I was aiming to learn one gap of fusion music, which is jazz and blues. So first I was tackle down more jazz, everything bebop, Joe Pass, Wes Montgomery, Jim Hall, Kenny Burrell, Grant Green, Pat Martino, Doug Rainey, and Chet Baker, Coleman Hawkins, Bill Evans, all that jazz. So like beginning, I was just every day listen to jazz, figuring out the bebop lines,
Mhm.
jazz standards. And I wasn't really good at it, improvise jazz because I always like, you see, I always love chords and guitar and always practice rhythm guitar. And one moment, actually, there is a guy, really, really great guitar player from Japan. He's living in LA now, and he used to ask me to jam with him, after school, like maybe 8 p.m. Maybe after rehearsal, I'll try to go back to my apartment. He always stopped me at the practice room. Hey, Tomo, play it with me. And he pick up a lot of difficult. I can't really play solo, so almost I just play, become backing track for him,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just keep playing. And then I play a little solo, but then mostly rhythm guitar. So that was great training, like learning that. So that was in a beginning, and then I brought a Stratocaster to Berkeley, and so I do a session with people. Then I play kind of funky music. And then right away, like, okay, Tomo is a guy to play, funky rhythm guitar. And so the second semester, Berkeley faculty, Alan Hall, he's a drummer, singer. He asked me to join his band called Stick People. It's like a pop band. And interesting, we played every clubs in Boston, all original. And the original is really tricky too, because the drummer who writes a song and the chorus is kind of a weird sometimes. It's not really makes sense sometimes, And then I have to come up and I ask them, what should I get the sound? And then they say, listen to Police or you, those like, little more English people and, figuring out. So that's how I learned more triads.
Right.
Because there's not so much seventh, major seventh or dominant seventh, or major or minor triads. So I was studying using triads and adding sus2 or four or something, or two notes from the triads to make a new pop music, And so practice jazz and then performing pop rock music.
Yeah.
So that was a nice like a variation. Yeah. And then like after, it's really funny, after I finished Berkeley, and that time it's 1990, where fusion jazz music went a little bit slow down, the scene, studio scene is start changing, So when I first thing, I wasn't sure what to do. I made a demo tape. It's sort of a Larry, if you listen to it, sounds like a Larry Carlton,
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is actually my demo tape, and it sounds like a Larry Carlton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so anyway, so then I was listening. Yeah, really good, but sounds like a Larry Carlton. What should I do? Oh, okay. It's a little too jazzy.
Okay.
So I not to listen any jazz music from that point.
Okay.
And I felt I don't have enough blues like Larry or anybody else, like a Robin. So I start playing blues music with a guy named Paul Richelle, who is a blues singer, country blues.
Okay.
And we start playing with the band, and the bass player says, hey, Tomo, you have a little too much effects,
Too
and
much.
you don't need it.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay. The first rehearsal, I have a pedal board. He said, that's not, looks like a blues band. Oh, so what? Blues is blues is a little bit more like a pure, and you have to use more feeling. He didn't explain it that way, but he's a good friend of mine. He said a very funny way to say, it's just not right, having that. Okay, so what's the best? Plug into the amp straight, nothing in it.
Okay.
Yeah, that way you have to do your hands and your feeling. Makes sense. I start doing that after that. And tough because nothing to really enhance my tone, right?
Right.
And kind of naked. And that's where I felt, wow, my touch, I need to work on more. So that's how I get into tone to get to my sounds, just amplifier and my guitar. And wow, reverb was really hiding all problems. So after that, I was really into not to use any reverb.
Right.
Yeah. And one point I practiced amp, bass zero, tone all the way up. Then I practice with rear pickup.
Yeah.
Because I thought that I have to go everything all the way opposite
Right.
than everybody wants. Because that way I thought quickly to understand what it is.
Right.
And now makes sense because then I practicing like that. Then 6 years later, I met Wayne Krantz. And Wayne Krantz used more brighter sound. I asked him, you play kind of few, why you have so much brighter tone? Oh yeah, he said, when I was in Boston as a student, and he played with black singer who is blind. Okay, and then Wayne was that soul band, and then singer asked him, play with the rear pickup, tone all the way up, so I can hear everything because I can see you. you know, I thought it really makes sense, and then so yeah, that become my signature for at the Berkeley.
Yeah.
Play tone all the way up, no reverb. That's one of good things to take from me, from Berkeley. I taught John Mayer, years ago. That's what 1997.
Yeah.
Around September probably. And then that's one of the big lesson for him, not to use any reverb and play very accurate and a lot of dynamics.
Yeah. Yeah. When you were, I saw Wayne at the 55 bar
Uh-huh.
on Christopher Street, and I was just blown away. I had heard some of his recordings. I think I had two drink minimum, and
And, right, that's really famous one. Yeah.
when
Mm.
you see him in person, he's just one of the most incredibly rhythmically inventive players.
Yeah. Yeah. Rhythmic, yeah. But I think that experience really, using bright tone and very sensitive touch and very much about the rhythm. Also, he's very too. When he was at the students of Berkeley, he studied standard, and then don't get me wrong, he studied standard at a good level. But once he hits a good level, he decides not to learn any standards. He started writing own material.
Right.
Yeah, that's very unique too, you know? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very unique approach, especially at
Yeah.
birth. Realize that there's a there might be a limited path to follow doing the standard thing. It would be better for him to have his own voice that may take him further. And
Yes, exactly. So that's why I always tell people he's not really suggesting that you don't need a real book. You need that but not forever for him. You know? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's unique.
and the dynamics that you can get from less effects in terms of utilizing the tone knob depending on the guitar and where you pick.
Yeah. So
How,
here's the thing: my tone knob never changed much. Always 10.
always 10, yeah.
But just recently, I start full with a little bit not tone knob, but just recently. But up to not, last year, every gig, studio lesson, my tone always full. I never really roll off. So that's first thing at the lesson. I tell people, okay, this is how we do it. We set up amp a little louder, less bass, more treble, and no reverb. Okay, but sometimes I use reverb on purpose because I get to that. But first, no reverb, and you hear everything. Okay, guitar, tone all the, but volume never ever go all the way up when practice.
Right.
The reason is if you have volume 10, if you can play comfortable, not louder than your voice, then you don't learn anything because it's too easy. So I make them difficult to play. So I set, everyone's volume around 8, then set up as much as loud as you can on the amp, and a little bit difficult to play. And that's I have to teach them. So usually it takes about 2 weeks or 3 weeks then, because by words, easy to say, yeah, set up your volume A and play it out. But how? That's the key. That's about the private lesson. You can learn from the internet. We can learn information, but information never deliver correctly. That's the power of you do too, like and this is really fun, and people grow from there. So really, really fun to teach.
Yeah, it's the human interaction and just being able to tweak things in real time and say, can you hear the difference between the two? Can you feel the difference? Here's why
That's right.
this is going to pay that dividend.
Yeah, that's like you said, you ask the difference, and you little question about subject, so that there is no answer yet until the person, your student, understand A and B really clearly. Then they can make their own decisions so that they can grow as a better musician, artist, and guitar player. Yeah.
There was a period of time that I was really influenced by Larry Carlton's playing on Joni Mitchell
Ah,
recording,
yeah.
and I was really into the volume pedal, and it was a hard thing to break. It
Oh,
seemed
yeah, 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 yeah.
play unless I had
Oh,
my
yeah.
right foot on a volume pedal.
Yeah, same way. Michael Frank's album too. He does a lot. Volume pedals, really nice fills and stuff, right? So I have good rich volume pedal, show bad. I have a similar one, but this is a change again. Changed my life when I saw Jeff Beck live. Oh my God, he's just using pinky finger, and he got more sensitive than volume pedal because it's faster.
Yeah,
Volume pedal almost like has a little air. So every time you go like this, it you know time, right? And then even like I use a little bit I use for the Gibson type, I use this one. What already almost has an air. It takes time. But electric guitar, watch,
oh yeah,
really, and then this is cool too. This is actually he took apart and make it much. And watch this one. This one, it's not moving because tone control. If I hit, no move. So this kanji Kawabata, he made this tighter. So watch.
Yeah.
Never, but so things really important, you know.
Yeah, I that's why I can't play anything but a Strat. I mean, my main guitar is a Strat. I've always
Yeah,
liked it too, and I
I
love.
love a Gibson too. That's the only part. That's the only part. I can do my volume, volume swell
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, that's the only part as a Gibson I can do it. Yeah.
right.
But the Gibson feels different, tone's great, but Strat is
That's
yeah,
the fun thing about having the different guitars is that it does
yeah,
push you into new avenues that you may not get to on if you're playing all the time on your
yeah.
favorite guitar.
Mm-hmm. And I noticed you have a lap steel too.
Yeah, I perform with a for the last 15 years. I put together a Pink Floyd tribute group, and we do the big laser light
Oh, I
shows.
see. Is that lap steel, right?
Yeah, it's a 1956 Fender lap steel.
Is it eight strings?
It was eight, but it's been modified to be a six.
Okay. I have six strings because eight is too much, but I have a Fender
Yeah, and
50s and 60s. Yeah, I have.
I just keep it tuned to kind of an open E,
Ah, I see, I see.
E,
Mm-hmm.
E, E, G,
Yeah.
G. So I can
Yeah,
get,
I have a similar one. I have like a low, like C6 tuning, kind of high strung 6C tuning and an E. Those three I play. And then also lap steel is my hobby, so I really don't play in front of people. It's a totally hobby because I learned this from Steve Kimmock,
yeah,
amazing guitar player. So I one time he invited me his show to jam, and we kicked great. We played together, and then after the show, I'm almost like holding my guitar. Okay, I'm gonna leave. He said, "No, no, no, sit down." He opened wine, we drank wine, and he started showing me about the lap steel because I told him earlier I was in lap steel. So he said, "Sit down, lap steel," and he's talking about pitch, about the major third. I was like, major third is major third, right? But for his major third is major third is it sounds that those type of talking. In other words, pitches we call minor third, major third, whatever you call. But then there's a sweet spot and a little sour spot and all that. So we were talking that about the hour. And he showed me so much about slide guitar playing helps his pitch and everything. I love Ben, right? After the week after, I bought a lap steel,
yeah,
and then after that, well, when I'm lap steel, one is a certain tuning, and I bought a Fender, and the Fender has different tuning. Oh my God! Okay, this is a problem because now I few lap steel have a different tuning into Explorer.
right.
And I was talking to Steve Kimmock, and he started teaching me about the tuning possibilities. Oh my God. Then ended up I have a four steels.
Yeah,
And just because I met him, I play with him. I talk just about hour and a half about lap steel.
yeah,
And then guess what? I spend more money.
yeah,
That's very true. So sometimes 1 hour of talk really change your life.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's places that you can get to on the lap steel that are kind of similar to Jeff Beck's approach. I mean, just the lyrical playing because
Yes.
it's very emotive to begin with. The thing that you were talking about, the difference between the space between a minor third and a major third, I think I first became aware of when I hear John Lennon sing certain lines. He
Yeah.
was bending the minor third, but not quite to the major third. And there is a
Yes. Yes. Well, that's like kind of a soft approach that. Yeah.
and that's kind of where you can get to on the lap steel. you do have those little nuances, the way that you're moving in and out of notes. It's there
Yes,
for you, but it just takes a lot of time to zero in on the intonation and the pitch because it's an ear and a feel thing. It's less
yes.
about seeing where you're fretting. You can't see where you're.
That's why that's why Steve was correct. Learning slapstick is helpful as a guitar player to hear the pitch and bending skill, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And really was this why Steve Kimmock started playing lap steel, because his friend was very worried that Steve was so much into guitar, almost like always playing guitar, and his friend thought, you need a hobby. Okay, this is a really true story. You play always guitar, everything about guitar, you need a hobby. That's why somebody gave to him lap steel guitar.
Yeah.
So Steve told me guitar, he thinks theory, but lap steel, he doesn't think like a guitar. He plays by feeling. I mean, I'm sure he understands the pitch and stuff, but less thinking about the theory or any details. It's just about sound and a feeling. So that's why that become his nature.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I follow his steps like
Yeah.
my lap steel is a hobby.
Yeah. It frees you from playing. You're not playing idiomatic pentatonic licks.
That's right, yeah.
There's nothing to fall back on like a.
Right, because you can't really see the patterns, right? So
Yeah. It's not. I mean, you can see the layout because I'm in
little bit, yeah.
the top three, so I can see
Yeah,
the five positions of the pentatonic.
yeah,
I can see all the triads.
yes.
But
Well, once again, the triads in the lap steel, and
yes,
then you can see a lot minor third and major third, choose like different set of strings. That's how important diatonics, diatonic chords, right? Triads.
yeah,
It's just like a piano almost, Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I really think lap steel is great to see that. Yeah.
I always felt like I understood why the cage system was taught, but to me, it made more sense, and it wasn't that big of a stretch to teach students. If you take groupings of three strings, one, two, three,
Yes,
two, three, four, four, five, six, and then learn the inversions going that way, it's not that big of a deal to learn it. And it
yes,
fills in all the gaps that cage leave. There's holes that the cage system leaves. But if
yeah,
you're doing triads that way on these,
yeah. So a lot of people ask me, what do you think about Cage's system? It's really easy. It's really easy to learn, but not going anywhere beyond a certain point. In other words, it's good reference, but it's not good. For example, I teach like this. Let's see. Oh no, this I thought I have something here, but yeah. So like I teach, like a C form, A form, like almost like on the fifth string as a root, and then I show triads, and I show G form and E form, then show that triads. Then Berkeley method book using these in position form, traditional major scale, and they teach five of them, but never ever mention Cage's system because he knew that's not a great way to teach. So yeah, it's all about trials, really.
right.
So when people talk Cage's system, I think very dangerous if you only think that shapes will help you. If that's true, then everyone's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
and I think that's the reason why I like the lap steel, much like
yeah,
Steve.
yeah. So you're very smart. Lap steel and guitar, and crossover some parts, and you learn more. Yeah, yeah.
I do like playing on this because it is more when I sit down to play, I
Yes,
play more free,
yes,
play more thoughtfully, and
yes.
the intent is to try to be, at least for me because I'm the one listening, trying to play
Yeah,
something
yeah,
that moves me. but not playing something that I know. It will
Yeah.
lead me into territories that which is good. I don't want to rehash.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I know what you're saying, because that's why I keep that hobby, because I don't know so much, so that I do what going, not just, yeah, just like we talk about pentatonic shape or cage system. If you learn, you follow those shape every day, so that's why when people learn by visually like that, maybe 2 3 weeks feel like you improve, but next year, 5 years, probably same, because them only allow you to go certain place that but lap still you can see these patterns, and which is kind of cool. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I totally agree.
I would guess that you're like me, that your favorite players or your biggest influences, the ones that you would list, just depends on which month it is and what season,
Yeah,
because that list is probably ever changing. If you
yeah,
think
yeah,
young Tomo versus now, there's probably been a million different heroes, but they all
yeah, yeah.
in, inform who you are as a player.
So here's the thing, like, I think I understood this later. Definitely, you are hero, you're a hero, and very important, and never ever erase that memory or influence. Like, for example, Larry Carlton, among Lee Ritenour or Robert and Cornel Dupree, everybody amazing, but Larry Carlton, really gave me impression that, wow, sounds like bluesy, but then sounds like a jazzy, and it sounds like a pop, and everything included. That was, you know, amazing influence. But to get there, I understood, wow, BB King. Without the BB King,
Oh
no Tomo, or Cornel Dupree. See that here the important part is indirectly influenced by somebody. Who this thing. Cornel Dupree teasing entire album in clean tone. That impression stays in me long time. So that's why gradually I grew from using overdrive, because overdrive sounds like a Larry Carlton because he used overdrive, and Cornel Dupree no effect, but nice singing quality. Then 15 seconds you can tell who he is. Robin Ford, he mixed jazz, blues really, really nicely, and he does not use long delay. I noticed that. And he always uses short delay. And I wonder why, because long delay is nice. I know why, because he has more rhythmic playing than anybody else.
yeah,
That's where I stop using long delay.
yeah,
That's like indirectly, but yeah.
yeah. It seems, for that type of playing, it's going to interfere with your phrasing and your sense of your pocket.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Joe Pass. When I saw Joe Pass, I took a lesson from him. And then he was complaining about food at a venue. This is a hotel. Really fun. Teaching me. And then he complained about food. And I told my wife, because my wife is half Italian and quarter Scottish, quarter English, half Italian. So, oh, Joe is probably need a meatball and pasta or something like that. And she cooked really nice homemade pasta next day, because he was playing 2 3 nights, and I gave him broiled pasta. He really really enjoyed. So after that, really funny. He never remember my name, but he remember my wife's name. Couple of years. That's good. But then after that, this is what he said. I know, he was kind of making joke. I know you have to bring effect, the amplifier, the band. Look me, I bring guitar, I plug in, and I can do anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's again remind all the time. So over the year, of course, I play with the band. I went to Japan. I went to different places, but then gradually my stuff some solo guitar because influence from Joe Pass.
Yeah.
And I love doing that because it's a lot hard, but a lot rewarding because myself making music, with just a guitar and just talk a little bit.
Yeah.
So Joe Pass's influence is a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if somebody like Cornell Dupree, when he was doing those sessions with Aretha, and I guess it would be maybe Jerry Jamot and
Right. Right.
and maybe
Probably.
and maybe it was Bernard
Mhm.
Purdy. But as they're tracking on those dates,
Yes.
I wonder if it just made more sense to get the best tone in the room because you're tracking live anyway. To just
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Leaking through, a lot of different microphone, drums and bass. Yeah. Chuck Rainey playing bass
Chuck Rainey, yeah,
and Bernard Party plays drum. That's why I made a album Pure. I need to hire Bernard Party to play certain style because that's a really Cornell Dupree's album, influence. Yeah.
yeah. What amazing player.
Yeah.
The I've done I played in a Steely Dan tribute band for a few years, and we did
Oh yeah. Oh wow, that's cool.
yeah, we put together this thing called Steely Dan Fest, and Bernard came out and played, and we had been together for a couple of years.
Oh really? Wow, that's
Great
amazing.
band, but there's when Bernard gets behind the drums to play, we played Home at Last, Babylon Sisters, and Kid Charlemagne.
Kisharman, yeah.
So when we played those tunes, that feeling
Yeah.
off it was just it was so incredible to be in. It felt like I was inside the recording of that.
Wow.
That drum groove was just so strong and present,
That's
especially
amazing.
the fill that leads into Home at Last.
Yeah. uh,
It was very emotional.
yeah. Real right stuff. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wow,
So
amazing.
I was curious because of the fact that you're such a gifted
Yeah. So the same effect, like when Bernardo played with my album, and I asked him play Crossing, which is a funk tune, and then Tiny Topper is more like a swing, you know, like a jazz blues, and one is a slow blues, and everything just sounds so good. That's his style, amazing. And the album, I was so fortunate. The first three songs played by Gat, and last three songs by Steve Jordan, and Will Lee played 9 tunes. And that was an amazing experience for me because three songs we end around 2 hours.
yeah
So everybody plays so good, and then everybody busy and expensive. So we
yeah
do, evening time, 2 3 hours of sessions, and for three songs. That was a crazy, but it worked. Great.
yeah. When I spoke to Oz, he was saying, the players at your level, whether it be drums, bass, or whatever,
Yeah,
it doesn't take much time to find. I mean, you guys don't have to do a lot of rehearsing and playing because it's just there's a thing that happens. Now it might be a little bit different between Sean
yeah,
and Keith Carlock or uh, Dennis Chambers.
yeah,
Slightly different, but everybody has that ability to just assimilate each other's vibe.
yeah. It has so much vocabulary and experience, so they catch everything very quickly and right moment and right choices. Yeah, of course, if you bring really difficult, chord, something like that, different rhythm, you have to read it. But yeah, so Steve did amazing. First song we played, a few times, like a different group, one take, he nailed it. And after that, each one just first take, first take. So I have a three songs. So if you listen to Pure, this is how it happened. Three songs. The first song, I already decided I'm going to change melody and solo, replace. But second, third song, I want to play more like a live. I don't have to replace it. So always three songs. First song I worked on a little bit, but the second, third song, exactly, we never change anything. which I proud of whole project, because that's supposed to be good. Play in the same room, and we communicate each other on the spot. So that was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
It's great.
Where was the recording? Where did it take
This
place?
is in all New York. Yeah. For look studio, that's not no more. Then second one was, I forgot the name, run by drummer engineer. Yeah, so everything in New York City. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Then that's a New York album, so I had to make an LA album. So that after that, about 2013, I went to LA and I hired Travis Carlton and Larry Carlton's son who play bass, and Lamar Carter.
Yeah.
He plays with so many famous people, both Gax and everybody. And then drum, funky, drama.
Yeah.
Pretty, and the
Oh,
Fletcher and 3 tunes, and then Josh Smith. Kind of
gotcha.
cool. Before Joe Bonamassa using these two guys session, I already knew those two guys become really, really great, and I knew about them since like 2008 or 9, around there. So I was already doing sessions in LA, like when I go to NAMM show.
Yeah.
So I hire them because this way we make a little bluesy album, and then we have to play once because we are playing same room, So three songs each, yeah, we played, and then no overdub, we just play.
Yeah.
That was it.
I mean, I think that's the way to do it for those kind of recordings, because there's the bond that you make as human beings when you're doing.
Yeah, yeah,
There's no way they can get that sending tracks to each other.
exactly, yeah. So that was perfect, and oh yeah, and the James Gaddison. So
Oh,
James Gaddison plays 5 tunes, of course, kind of funky feels, slow blues, shuffle feel, swingy. Oh, he's amazing. So that I was so lucky I got him, because that album still sounds so good, the groove, Yeah.
and that's I think we get to a certain age and we look back and the things that
Mm,
the things that are the best currency beyond any money or any is the
mm,
experiences that you had with and the bonds that you make with those musicians.
yes.
It's very seasonal. You might have a season with this group of
Yeah.
musicians and then this, but it's the beauty of the diversity of all the people that you played with.
Yes, that was amazing. I mean, all good friendship, and everybody trusted. They made time for me, so that was amazing. So to me, like making record and is good memory and good things to do. Behind. That's great. Yeah.
I
So
think,
I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I think people that might have find you on social media, like myself, would feel like that you're kind of like the ambassador of goodwill for the guitar community, because
Well, yeah. Thank
I
you.
see
Because that's
you with so many different people, and it looks like the people that speak about you speak with such love and reverence. And I see a lot of different folks, and it
yeah.
warms the heart to see that you're our guitar ambassador.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, like social media really came on the right time for me. Students were using these, like YouTube and Instagram, and when one of my students asked me or suggests me, "Hey, Tomo, you should do Instagram because people will love to see you." Really? And then first week he asked me to do that, and then second week I said, "I don't want to do that. It's too much work because I already, YouTube and Facebook. No, just try." And then something less, then a lot of views. Wow. Okay. And I tried doing it. Then now I have 360,000 followers.
Yeah, that's great. And
Yeah, and then everything, I never pay anybody. I never ask anybody to, do something for me because I just do now, just like improvisation or how to learn solo, just like transcribing. So basically, I just watch other people do, figuring out what's sort of a good, tags or not great tags or you know how to get the attention, all that stuff, So figure it out, and I still don't know exactly what to do, but I just try to post, as much as I can.
yeah, the success comes from the fact that you're being yourself and being authentic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's really important to me because I'm not really a famous guy, and some people, love to be rich and famous. Well, a lot of people really don't know. If you become rich and famous, a lot that you get, from people too, not just all positive stuff. Some people very negative, some very jealous about things or very, against something. So I like to be, I tell Stu, I like to be around the middle, not famous, but just around the middle. But also origin, original idea being guitar player. I just want to get better at playing guitar, and I want to feel good, and that made me better person
Right.
through guitar because I become very patient about things because has to be very patient to become great guitar, great musician. And I noticed that, and I want to share that to everybody because then everybody become a little bit more calm and a little bit more patient, a little bit more, giving, helping others. Then I thought this world become a little bit more nice, you know. Just giving back is to me is really, really, yeah.
It had to be refreshing to know that a lot of the people that you were fans of in your formative years that were playing
Mm,
on all these records, that not
yes,
only would you come to play with them here,
yeah,
but you become friends with them and close to them and know them as people in addition to them their lives as musicians, but who they are as
yeah. So like me and Willie, or
yeah,
me and Matt Schofield, we close friends. We
yeah,
always call something, and that's to me like, you know, all over the all years being a musician, being in America,
yeah,
it just I think best thing you have is having handful friends.
yeah.
Then that's I think much better than being rich or famous to me. It just that's very valuable having a great friends, just wonderful friends that you can call anytime.
Yeah.
Not bother them, but yeah.
It's interesting because as you get to know them as human beings,
Yes.
kind of informs where they're coming from as a player because
Yeah.
the better you become as a player, the more you play your humanity or who
Yes,
you are,
that's true. Yeah.
the way that you
Yeah. That,
speak.
yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead. So that's why I tell people if you become a great guitar player, I think you become really great person, So that's why to me, playing guitar makes you a nice person, really.
yeah.
That's ultimate, you know, take from the guitar. Yeah.
Is there any any wish list that you have of things that you want to do, things that are on your radar that are coming up on the horizon?
Yeah, well, I'm very happy to what I do right now because I became full-time faculty at the Berkeley. So now after years, being a part-time, well, okay, but then, this year, they asked me to become full-time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm so honored to become full-time. So this is really great, and I can teach a little bit more hours to people. And I've been doing New York, the Bita end,
Yeah.
Featuring Oznoy, Sean Pelton. We did the last one, and August was first time in my own band. Usually I do session, but then Oz suggests me I should do my own because he does a lot, sharing things. So, and guess what? Place was full, sold out.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. To play my own show, first time, sold out. Club no owner said after when are you come back?
Yeah.
That's first time ever I was asked the club, when are you come back? That's great.
Amazing.
Yeah. So exactly. So now December 7th, I go back with the band. Yeah.
It's my dad's birthday, and my wife and I were going to try to figure a way to come out and see.
Oh, if you can come, that's amazing. Because this is gonna be really amazing because we had a great time last time. And then this one, I think it's going to next level, I can feel that. Because everybody said very positive thing about the gig. Like Will said, this is like a band. This is really like, And then Oz said, oh, that was fun. We have to do again. And Sean said, that was so dynamic, I play so soft, Yeah, something he's dynamics ever. It's real for him, very much fun to play that, because not just play parts of a song, just really every song, every beat, every part. So
Yeah.
but as my new goal or my new dream is really trying to go to a little bit more far. Like I went to China, Shanghai, and that was a huge success. I played at the Shanghai Blue Note. Again, Blue Note the first time.
Yeah.
And there was people brought, artists brought 300 people one night. That was top. First night I brought 450.
Wow.
Second night I brought 350. So good news was Blue Note was very happy because I broke the records.
Yeah.
And first run.
That's amazing.
That was great. Yeah. So that was, about the China. I have a lot of story to tell, but a lot of people, especially people in the States want to understand China has own side that we don't know. They have own system about social, own system about, things. So I was told 4 years ago, hey, Tomo, this is by One Control, the pedal company, one of the guy named Kevin. Tomo, you don't know, but China has so many fans of you. And then I go, okay, great, thank you. Wow, that's great to hear. That's how you answer usually, right? Because you don't know anything. But then this year he said, beginning of this year, he said, I want to invite you to Shanghai, China, and play at the Blue Note. And there was a, Shanghai Expo, like a NAMM show. So originally they want to bring me to the NAMM show, but type of thing. But they thought play at Blue Note makes more than play at the, show like that. So they set up for me, get the working visa, got the musician and everything. So I really thank them to do that. But anyway, so that was a huge success and huge like things that never happened if I did myself. Somebody helped me, somebody suggested me, and I trust them. They trust me. Just like you said, friendship more than music. We become friends, ever really deeper because we had a little struggle here and there, but we just worked out. So my new dream really trying to discover different world, especially Europe. I went to England twice with the Matt Scofield, but that's all. So I never been into Italy. Germany, France, and all that, Spain. So I want to go there.
Yeah.
That's my new goal.
Oh yeah. Well, it's out there. The carpet will unfold to meet your every step. It's out.
Yeah, so I hope somebody will introduce me one step, so I can go, Yeah.
There's a really great video of the Bitter End show. I forget what the tune was. I don't know if it was Sissy Strut or what it was, but
Yeah,
you're about to take a solo, and
yes.
as the solo is building, you can kind of see Oz in the far end of the frame of the video,
Yeah.
smiling and looking at you and doing this, and just such love and encouragement.
It's
Totally.
a lot. Yeah, exactly. Like you really have fun. Somebody doing great. So sometimes you don't really guitar or play parts. You just enjoy. You're just dancing. That kind of deal. Yeah.
And I
That shows. It's just so amazing. I mean, so like a fulfilling. So much I would say. That's amazing. Yeah. That's a really great place. Yeah.
yeah, great.
Thank you. Mm.
Well, thank you so much. You've been incredibly wonderful to talk to, and
Oh, thank you so much.
very,
Yeah, that was wonderful that you invite me.
yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate it,
Yeah.
John. And I had a great time. Thank you so much, John, having me. So,
Thanks so much, Tomo.
yeah,
Yeah,
good.
have a great weekend. That was
Oh,
perfect.
you too. All right, great. Thank you. That was very good. Yeah, thank you.
Have a
Take
great
care.
weekend.
Thank you for tuning in to the Guitar Hang Podcast, interviews with noteworthy guitar players from around the world. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications to stay updated on our latest episodes.